So, back live again from station number 2's gym, Sunland Park, New Mexico. Currently taking up our second brother from the Lion's Den, age 23, Robert McPadden, also known as Fireman Bob. This climb is dedicated to his wife Kate and brother and sister Michael and Amory, who were both police officers. 110 floors, given in honor and respect for the sacrifice that was made on 9/11/2001. Worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil, with the greatest rescue effort in U.S. history. This is the 343 commitment, and still counting. 110 floors, taking the Lion's Den to the top for the second time. This time for Robert McPadden. Going vertical for another brother. I know it's been a few weeks since I've been able to get it going, but the work schedule's been pretty crazy. A lot of admin stuff I had to be doing. So now, when I can, I will. So right now, we're going vertical. So Robert McPadden was a firefighter with Engine 23 Lion's Den out in Manhattan. His father, Michael, was a lieutenant on the FDNY with almost 40 years of service, who Robert was following after. It was almost 7 years before he got on with the FDNY, following after his father's footsteps. During that time, he got his bachelor's, followed by a master's degree in criminal justice, to which he could have gotten picked up by the NYPD at any time with those degrees, but he wanted to follow those footsteps and went to the FDNY. Made it on and worked out of Engine 23 there in Manhattan. The Lion's Den, also known as the West Side Tigers. And right now, it's his turn to be carried vertical to reach the 110th floor. Lion's Den is going up for the second time. The last brother from Lion's Den was Marshall. And now McPadden is going up with him. So, our brother was 30 years old. As I said before, he ended up joining the FDNY and following his father's footsteps. His father, Michael McPadden, was a lieutenant on the FDNY with almost 40 years of service. And so he followed his footsteps. As with many of the others that I've spoken to, it's a very long process to get on the FDNY. For Robert, it took him 7 years. So our brother was 30 years old, and he married his wife Kate, who they were saying would have been moving into a new house together, and they would have been married 3 years together in October. So to his wife Kate, and his family of service. Like I said before, his brother Michael and sister Anne Marie were both police officers in different jurisdictions in New York. This is to carry him all the way to the 110th floor to finish those footsteps. From what I read, 23s was caught in the collapse of the South Tower. With honor and respect, he's going vertical. Another brother will reach the top. To the 110th floor we go. Symbolic top of the towers. For his wife Kate, his family left behind, he will not be forgotten. His service to the citizens of New York will not be forgotten. As I said before, he got the nickname Fireman Bob by his demeanor there at the fire station at the Lions Den 23s. He loved giving kids a tour, and that's where he came up with the name Fireman Bob. He would tell them, "I'm Fireman Bob." So for right now, this is for Fireman Bob to finish his footsteps. Going up. Live from the gym in New Mexico. Another brother is going vertical. Hey, Alan. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving yesterday. So right now, Robert McPadden, into 23. Our brother was 30 years old, married to his wife Kate. They would have been together 3 years. Married happily together. We're pushing it up right now for him, for the family left behind, for the FDNY, and for our nation. This 110 is taking the Lions Den vertical for the second time. For Fireman Bob, we're climbing vertical. As I said before, during his 7-year wait, before he got on with the FDNY, following his father's footsteps, who was a lieutenant for almost 40 years with the FDNY, with his final rank, he went and got a bachelor's followed by a master's of criminal justice. It said that one thing about Robert McPadden was he was like the human Jeopardy. Every time you watch Jeopardy, he'd be yelling out the answers as if he watched every episode. My brother and those that followed, and the end still counting. We will never forget. We will always remember for his brother and sister, Michael and Anne Marie, both in law enforcement as cops in the state of New York. Your brother's legacy will carry forward. He will always be remembered, never forgotten. For the Lions Den, it's 23. Another brother going vertical. Pushing him up with honor and respect till we reach the top. The 110th floor. I'm gonna have to wait a little bit till I get back from Maryland at the National Fire Academy to get some more climbs in, because I got selected to go up there again this coming week. I leave, so I'll see what I can do in between. But as a really good friend of mine has told me, it's not a race, it's a marathon. Our brothers will get there one at a time. And following that, upon completion of the initial 343, the end's still counting. Memorial climbs. So, for this, they will get there. Every step, one closer till the top of another 110 floors. Going vertical. For our brother, Robert McPadden, who was 30 years old, working out of into 23 Manhattan's the Lions Den, also known as the West Side Tigers. With honor and respect, he's going vertical. For his brother and sister, Michael and Anne Marie, both in law enforcement, your brother will not be forgotten. His time in service to the citizens of New York will always be remembered. His legacy carried forward. Pushing him up, getting closer before we reach that halfway point. Almost there in this 110 floors for Fireman Bob. My brother was married to Kate, would have been together for 3 years of marriage, and they were just about to move into a new house. I believe it was in Pearl River, New York. I might have gotten that wrong, but don't hold it against me. Everything is my memory. So, we're going up. Currently, right now, for Robert McPadden, second brother of the Lions Den, to be carried vertical. Our brother followed in his father's footsteps. Michael McPadden, a lieutenant, had almost 40 years on the job in the FDNY. Robert could have gone with the NYPD or any other law enforcement agency with his Masters of Criminal Justice that he received while he was waiting on the appointment to the FDNY. It took around 7 years for him to get on. And when he did, he got brought on to Lion's Den into 23. There in Manhattan. Also known as the West Side Tigers. This 110 belongs to them. Carrying him all the way up to the top of the tower with honor and respect given. Little bit of condensation going on, but I can still see where we're at. I can still see the steps, so we're climbing. 110 floors. Over halfway there. Going vertical as we speak. "61 floors and counting. Climbing on the stair climber. Another one to go. All the way to the top. Coming up on that fifth vertical is 7. On this 110 floors for firefighter Michael McPadden, our brother who is 30 years old on 9/11. Part of the greatest rescue effort in United States history, where upwards of 25,000 were saved because of the bravery and heroism that is shown on and after 9/11/2001. For those who responded and those who worked the recovery effort. They will never be forgotten. The Lion's Den is going up right now. Pushing up. Another brother. Second to go vertical. For into 23 out of Manhattan. Robert McPadden, Fireman Bob. We carry him vertical. Pushing him up until we reach the 110th floor. Going vertical. For our brother who followed his father's footsteps into the FDNY, Robert McPadden, lovingly known as Fireman Bob. There it into 23 is the Lion's Den, the West Side Tigers. My brother would have been married for 3 years in October to his wife Kate, who this climb is dedicated to, along with Michael and Anne-Marie, his family left behind, and the Lion's Den of the FDNY. Also the FDNY off and on the line. This is yours. Another brother. Heading vertical. With honor and respect given. He will reach that top. As I said before, work's been pretty busy lately, so my opportunity to climb has been a little bit less, but when I can, I will. And right now is one of those times. For Robert McPadden, age 23, Lions Den, the West Side Tigers. We're going vertical. Pushing our brother to the top to finish those footsteps of those who have gone before him and those who will get there. We're on the second to last vertical, the 6th of 7 in this 110 floors for Fireman Bob, Robert McPadden. Taking him up to the very top. So he is always remembered and never forgotten. This is the 343 commitment and still counting. 110 floors for the Lions Den. Firefighter Robert McPadden. There in Manhattan. Pushing him up till we get to the top. Coming up on the last side of second to last vertical on the downslope. Pushing him up. Our brother deserves honor and respect for the sacrifice that was made so that others could live. And it is a sauna in the weight room right now. Pushing our brother up. One vertical left after this. And about under 10 floors. And we're almost there. We'll get to the 101st floor and take it easy from there all the way to the top. Right now we're coming up around 90. One more vertical left. For firefighter Robert McPadden. Fireman Bob. Here we go. Just a few more floors left. And we are officially done with the last vertical. Going there for Fireman Bob, firefighter Robert McPadden. Our brother was 30 years old when he made the ultimate sacrifice so that others could live. Had a few years on the FDNY. It was almost 3 years of marriage with his wife Kate. Following the footsteps of his father, who was a lieutenant in the FDNY. He had almost 40 years on. We will not forget. We will always remember. Those sacrifices made so that others could live. We're almost done with his last vertical. See if I can get my mask to clear off a little bit, because everything literally is completely foggy now. Number 1. Almost there. For the Lion's Den, into 23, also known as the West Side Tigers. For his wife Kate, brother Michael, sister Anne Marie, and the rest of his family left behind. For the FDNY, off and on the line. Lion's Den. For our country. We cannot forget the sacrifices that were made so that others could live. Worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil with the greatest rescue effort in United States history, where upwards of 25,000 were saved because of the heroism and bravery that was shown. We're almost there. Almost there. 4 more floors, and this 110 is complete. For this brother, right here. It's his. Pushing him up. Our brother who received his bachelor's and master's degree in criminal justice could have become law enforcement with NYPD or any other agency, but he held on to his chance and his appointment to the FDNY to follow his father's footsteps. Michael McPadden, who was a lieutenant, he had over almost 40 years on the job. We will not forget. We will always remember. This is the 343 commitment, and still counting. 110 floors for brother firefighter Robert McPadden, Fireman Bob. Rest easy, my brother. We have it from here.